Hey Matt, have you seen?
Silence! The maples on today's 10 at 10, they're calling to me.
Ohio gozaimasu, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Tim, that's my brother Matt.
Yep, that's me, all right.
Ohio gozaimasu, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Tim, that's my brother Matt. We're MrMaple.com, and we're going to talk about 10 trees today. We're going to start off with Olsons Frosted Strawberry, and today's date that we're listening is February. All right, guys, I hate to do this, but like the Men in Black, I need you to look right here into this red light. Ohio gozaimasu, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Tim, that's my brother Matt.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about the 10 trees of the 20 trees that are going to listen today on February 22nd of 2024. Guys, let's start out today with Olsons Frosted Strawberry.
Absolutely love Olsons Frosted Strawberry. It is a great plant. This one actually was named by Dale Laux for his cousin Olson, who's named so many great plants. They named a lot of trees together, so it may have been one his cousin introduced and then he helped get into the trade more. Olsons Frosted Strawberry brings it with reticulated variegation with those strawberry shades in that early spring. Now, giving this one some late day shade will hold that color later into the season. You definitely want to give this one some protection from the hot afternoon sun, though, in a lot of the hotter zones. Absolutely outstanding plant to be growing zones 5 through 9. Tends to be more multi-stemmed and irregular in the growth than many of the Ghost series. So it does tend to be a little bit denser and fuller and wider. I typically list this one as 6 to 8 foot in 10 years.
I like this because it does have that semi-pendulous habit where it is a little semi-cascading on the branches, giving a unique habit out there with a pink-purple color on it. Olsons Frosted Strawberry is a great name for this tree because it does get some green, lime green in there later on in the season, which is really one of my favorite times with Olsons Frosted Strawberry. Give this tree good drainage, excellent container plant. If you get some protection from the hot afternoon sun, it's going to do fantastic. It's an easy tree to grow in the garden that is really showy and puts on really an awesome display in the garden.
Yep, let's get the next one on here. We got some Wildfires coming back to the 10 at 10 for y'all. And these are some big old fires, y'all. These Wildfires are out of control.
These are XL.
I don't even think we can get these in 1 gallon boxes. These are exceptional size, 1 gallon Wildfires. I'm 6'2". Tim's at least 6 foot when he's pretending. These are outstanding sizes for Wildfire. He's 5'11" and what, 3/4?
5'11", 3/4. We round up to 6 foot. Now, Wildfire is one of these plants that is just outstanding in the winter. You get yellow to orange to coral on the tips. Looks like a fire there in the display. In the fall, you also get yellows, oranges, and reds in the fall as well. So it gives you a Wildfire appearance. An excellent coral bark Japanese maple to add to the garden.
You can round up on the heights as long as I can round down the weights. This one's about to poke a hole in the greenhouse here. Absolutely outstanding sizes. These are ready, dare I say it, for like 3s or 7s or 5s. They're a bigger tree than a 1. You can pick one of these up here today. Wildfire is such a fun tree. Like, what this one's going to do is be the most yellow at the base, orange in the middle, and then reddish tips. So it has that appearance of a flame. The middle of it being the most yellow. Exquisite tree all winter long. And photos just don't do this one justice. We can get pictures of it, but you got to see this one in person. Definitely pick you up a Wildfire today on MrMaple.com.
I know many people love how vigorous and how hardy this tree's been for them. You'll see a lot of people posting about it in the Mr. Maple Friends group on Facebook. Check that out, because we've got a great community of the Maple Mafia there. You should make sure that you go and join that on Facebook, the Mr. Maple Friends group.
Shout out to Lee Todd, too. He's one that talked about how well this was doing for heat tolerance in Oklahoma. I had several people mention, the Wildfire being exceptionally heat tolerant for them.
It has actually made some top 5s as well. Guys, next up, we've got Van Essen's Gold.
Absolutely outstanding plant. This one has a very dissected leaf. It's not a lace leaf, but it kind of looks like it. It's got that heavily divided leaf shape to it and some hues of yellow gold. Really almost looks like a yellow upright lace leaf sometime there in the landscape. Very vigorous. We love this tree. Typically more in that 8 to 10 foot kind of range in 10 years. Exceptional colorations on these. And again, I'm going to have to set this one off the table. We're using this new up close format. But guys, some great sizes in these 1 gallons. These are long whips, but they're exceptional sizes.
The older growth on this is yellow-green, giving you some bronze new growth on top. It's an outstanding upright Matsumuri that is pretty new in the nursery trade. We're one of the first ones to actually list this tree for sale through MrMaple.com. We've listed it a couple of times already. It's sold out. We're listing again today. Make sure you check out fast today. Many trees will sell out fast. So make sure you check out because it doesn't hold it for you until you complete that checkout process.
This van has that essence of gold. What we got next here on the table? Bringing in a few conifers here. These are some Slenderina.
Yeah, Picea pungens can give you some really awesome blue colors with those Colorado blue spruces. And Slenderina is a heavily cascading form that develops a good central leader. I mean, really strong, heavily cascading habit with this. It was found as a sport off of Glauca pendula to have even more heavily cascading form and developing that central leader.
Great blue colorations here in the landscape. Really shows out. You want to stake this one sometimes to get that leader started, but I have seen it develop a good leader on its own. It is an incredible shade to be pairing with Japanese maples. Put this with something like that Van Essence Gold. It's going to blow you away in the spring. I love the kind of malting blue you get on this one. This is an exceptional weeping blue Colorado blue spruce that's going to work zones 3 through 8. So check this one out in the landscape. It's really going to add some great blue colorations. So we got a blue, now we got another coral bark type here on the table for you. This is an exceptional one that is actually a native of the Pacific Northwest, Acercersa Pacific Fire.
Now, likely this is a hybrid between Acercersa and a coral bark Japanese maple, so it's likely a Acercersa X palmatum. It has this exceptional, exquisite, bright orange-red bark. Probably gets lost in Matt's shirt a little bit. Probably shows up a little better on mine. I mean, this tree is outstanding on its bark color. With these coral barks, it's good if you can plant an evergreen background to this, or you can give it a good backdrop. It'll really show off the bark even better. Just don't use a bright orange sweater for your backdrop. This thing has the round, full moon-like leaves, being an Acercersa, and that winter interest that this one provides is almost second to none. It is outstanding because even on the older bark, you still get some awesome, exquisite, brighter orange-red bark.
This one is really nice at around 8 to 10 foot in 10 years. Tends to be a little bit more multi-stemmed. We got a great one of these at the Buckholtz farm. Definitely give this one some really good drainage. Acercersa had that big round leaf, which are really unique. It looks really cool on a coral bark platform.
What we got next, Matt?
Looks like we got some Rusin Shadari.
Rusin Shadari is a heavily cascading form of like that Rusin style almost,
Yep.
but with a larger green leaf.
Love this one, guys. This one has a large Moenum style leaf. Think of the leaf almost like Hogyoku or Osakazuki, except this one's going to go to a bold yellow in the fall with an extremely pendulous platform. It's one of the few weeping forms that probably isn't in that Naka-Komodo weeping legacy kind of lineage. Not a Rusin seedling to my knowledge. Much larger leaf, more of an Moenum style. Comes from a specific temple in Japan. Our friend Yanada Tanaka at Tsukasa Maple actually named this one, put a name on it, and got it grafted. Really cool plant. Love the leaf shape, and I love that fall color.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is exquisite. When we went and visited Yataka Tanaka at Tsukasa Maple, he had this really cascading 10-gallon. He'd stake straight up and let it cascade straight downward. And we fell in love with that tree. It was bright yellow in the fall, large leaves, and we just said, man, this is a tree that needs to be in the nursery trade. There's nothing else quite like this tree. Nothing else quite like this in this lineage. I mean, you've got everything in the Naka-Komodo weeping legacy lineage, but another weeping Amenum style, here we've got it with Rusin Shadari.
We totally said that, and then we done did it. Check out Rusin Shadari today here in the nursery trade through MrMaple.com. Absolutely exceptional plant. We got some high grafts of an unusual one here on the table. Tim, you want to tell them what we got next?
Guys, next up, we've got Lima Gold.
Yeah, people say it should be Lima. I say Lima. I don't know. Maybe I hate lima beans. I don't know.
Lima, Pennsylvania,
Lima,
apparently.
Pennsylvania. Look like Lima to me. I like this tree. We throw it in the Makawa family because it has that real tight, dense habit to it. You probably heard us say, but all of them come from Ed Shin's garden there through Dick Wolf. He actually named this tree, got it out there. Ed got the original one. You saw us offer Makawa Yatsubusas on this Lollipop Standard, and a fun way to try these out, Lima Gold here on the Lollipop Standards for one of the first times. A little bit more unique way to be growing this one, but I think it'll be a very, these will probably sell out. It's a really first time offered this way and a really unique way to be offered.
I mean, you've seen Lima Gold before, but have you seen it on a standard? I've never seen this done before. It's that Makawa-like structure, that tightly layering habit with smaller foliage. And so you get this really unique tight bun. And this on a standard, these are grafted up about 20 inches, looks like. I mean, it's going to give something very unique and different out there in the garden. It gives you something that you can plant some little dwarf conifers around towards the base. Really put a focus towards Lima Gold and everything that this tree can do in the garden.
If you've already got a conifer garden where you have some different plants on standard, grab one of these. I think these Lima Gold are going to look really cool in that kind of setting. Give you some deciduous splash, still having that standard with that small kind of ball shape to it. Next up, we got another Cercinatum on the table for you. I also believe this one to be a hybrid, Acercersa Herbsfur.
Now, for me, this is one of my favorite Cercinatum hybrids. It's a Palmatum X Cercinatum, and it's extremely vigorous, and it has an exceptional fall color.
Yeah, we have one of these in Maplewood Gardens over at my parents' garden, and I planted that tree myself. When I planted the tree, it was probably around 6 foot in like a 7-gallon. It was about my height, and it really took off. Like, we put that thing in the ground less than 10, 12 years ago. That tree right now is probably 20 feet tall, and it is something to behold those fall times. It can go through some incredible shades of oranges to orange red. It really shows out. I believe that hybridization with Palmatum actually gives this one a little bit more durability. We're here in the South. We're actually in Western North Carolina, but I have this Cercinatum in full sun here in Zone 6B. It looks exceptional, doesn't skip a beat, and it grows like a weed.
Now, Herbsfur is translates from German to English, translates as essentially autumn fire, which is another lace leaf by that name. So it's crazy that you can actually have the same name in Germany with a German name, and then have also another Japanese maple with an English name.
I thought it was even a guy named Herb.
But this makes a really good upright tree out in the landscape that's going to give you some excellent autumn interest in that fall.
Check it out, Acercersa Herbsfur on Mr. Maple today at 10 a.m. Guys, we've got an upcoming open house, and we'd love for you to be part of it. We're going to be having our events here Friday and Saturday. It's going to be April 5th and 6th. Friday is our main day. We're going to be open from 8 until 5 on Friday. We're going to have a food truck here. We're going to have a coffee truck here. It's going to be breakfast and lunch. It's going to be an awesome time. We have some hotel room rates you can inquire with our office about to get you cheaper room rates. We're always working to make these events even better. We're going to be having a game show here that Friday. Now, Saturday, we have a little spillover for you people that couldn't make it Friday. It's going to be a little smaller on Saturday. We're open from 8 to 12 only on Saturday. Hard cutoff at 12. Come check us out, guys. It'll be a fun time. There'll be a lot in leaf here in the greenhouses. And it'll be an excellent time to come shoot a top 5, meet our whole Mr. Maple crew, and just see what we do here in the spring.
Guys, next up, we've got low grass of Acer Palmatum Bald Smith. And this is a gorgeous lace leaf that was not introduced by Bartholomew Smith, who was a bald smith who was bald.
Guys, we got people that repeat everything we say sometimes. So sometimes I like to give them a little creative backstory. So we'll just see who repeats that Bartholomew Smith was a blacksmith who introduced Bald Smith, and he was bald. That's actually the real story behind it. Exceptional plant, though. This one has some bright pink colorations in that early spring. It's a lace leaf that really shows out. Like, you're going to love this one in the container garden. Put this next to your traditional dark maroons or greens. That pink really brings it. Baldsmith is an excellent tree. We joke about the name. I don't really know the full origin of this one, but it's an exceptional tree to be growing.
The pink purple colors that this one can provide over top of the lime green midsummer will grab your attention out there in the garden. It can be paired with your green lace leaves, your red lace leaves, your red upright, your green upright. It's going to stand out and hold its own.
Shrimp bulb, flag.
And the fall color with this tree is outstanding, giving you some really nice fuchsia reds to pink reds. I mean, for a weeping lace leaf to add and give something, a new flavor in the garden, Baldsmith is an excellent one to add.
It's got a great flavor to it. You're going to love this one. It does contrast with itself so well. Like, you're going to love that summer color because it even looks cool pairing with the light green with that pink flush. Really a great plant. Now, I like growing this one in a container. Big patio planter, really fun way to enjoy this color. It has been exceptionally heat tolerant for us up to zone 8. You know, we list this one zones 5 through 9 for our East Coast growers. West Coast can be a little tricky. Sometimes you can even grow things in zone 10 on the West Coast, but 5 through 9 for us East Coasters, and typically up to about zone 8, they can handle a good bit of sun. All right, we got some big boys left here on the table. Throw off the platform here. We've got some Acer Grisiums. A lot of y'all have been asking when we're going to be bringing back some paper bark maples. Well, here it is. We've got some exceptional size 3 gallons of Acer Grisium, the paper bark maple.
Now, the paper bark maple is known for having this exfoliating bark that is cinnamon brown. And as these trees mature, you start to get more exfoliating bark off of the bark itself. It is exceptional winter interest out there in the landscape. It's a tree, give it some good drainage, but this tree is going to rock it out with some outstanding winter interest.
It's going to rock it out. This one, great fall colors as well. I love the reds this one brings in the fall. Sometimes you'll see this one used around town even as a street tree. I've seen this one a lot as a street tree here in Hendersonville. We do sell them a lot of maples, so they are partial to maples. That exfoliating bark, though, is exquisite. You're getting everything you like about that peeling cinnamon flake style bark, everything you love about fall colors for a Japanese maple. It's a Chinese maple that is going to make a larger overall specimen. We typically list this one as around 15 foot in 20 years. They're a little slow as they start out, but they do gain in momentum as they're growing. Typically, it's not uncommon to see these in a 25 to 25 foot kind of span as they fill out, so it can shade out some of your other trees in your collection. Absolutely exceptional bark on this one. You get that cinnamon, that bark interest that really just draws you in. And as they start to peel, I don't know if there's anything better than an Acercersa.
It is pretty spectacular. When one starts calipering up and you start seeing all the different colors with these flakes just sort of hanging off of the tree, it grabs your attention. Now this tree does have a leaf that's very different. It is a trifoliate maple, so the leaf is going to be shaped very different than your typical, Japanese maple that most people think. This is a Chinese maple, and it is a Chinese maple that is so outstanding and so ornamental that people often group it with many Japanese maples.
Love this plant, y'all. Grab some exceptional sizes. These will have to ship in our 72-inch box. We got some great shipping rates on these right now. Grab one today if you want to see a great size Acercersa. They're a good starter plant. Again, they're a little slow when they start out, so it's a great way to grab one at an exceptional size right now. Add this to your collection.
Now these will sell out, so check out quickly. Now guys, that was our 10 trees of our 20 trees getting listed today. Make sure you sign up for our weekly emails on MrMaple.com.
Do it now.
Take care.
God bless you.
And have a good day.